So 15 food and ag startups are about to go on stage and pitch at Rabobank's Food Bites event in San Francisco. But what makes a great pitch?
So I think for me, I'm looking for authenticity, that a founder believes what they're saying and that their mission, their intention, those things are aligned, and that it's underlined by data, that the facts are true and the grasp of the facts that the founder have are based in reality, a pragmatic reality.
There's two things you want to be able to do in a pitch like this. One is have a hook like you're a songwriter and draw people in early into your presentation, because that's why they get engaged. And the next is to really have a cogent, business plan that you're outlining for them. You want to take them through like a good prosecutor takes somebody through a case. You want to walk them through why this is an opportunity that's worthy of investment and worthy of further investigation.
What problem are you solving is kind of an obvious one that people know about. Why are you doing it? And one that I think founders don't focus on enough because maybe they're not self-absorbed enough, but is why are you the right person to solve that problem? Because especially early stage investment, it's all about, are you the team to execute on this? Not just is the idea great.
Well, I think especially for a 3-minute pitch, because that's so short, you really have to come with a lot of energy first and foremost. And I think those people who capture that right away really end up capturing the audience attention. So that's really important. I think making it simple. A lot of times people try to put so much in their pitch that in that 3 minutes they're racing to get through it at the end, they're clicking through the slides, and the reality is you lose the audience, you lose the judges. So that's a lot of coaching that we try to provide the folks pitching. I think the other thing that's important, in addition to keeping it simple, is being able to keep your pace, make your key points. I always say no more than 3, but sometimes there are other more complicated elements to an idea. But remember, we can only keep 3 thoughts in our head.
So what about red flags? What is going to raise alarm bells for potential investors as they're listening into a pitch?
So first off, if you have a technology and it takes you a long time to explain it, how are you going to sum that down into a marketing message to get a customer to buy it? And so that's call that one of the red flags. And so you either have to spend a lot of time figuring out how to simplify that message, or it might not be the right technology out there for you to try and sell. You can't convince a customer in 2 seconds. How are you going to convince anyone else?
I think one of the things I get very worried about is when someone is going on multiple different points or multiple different ideas and they haven't been able to bring it together, because it says to me that they're not clear about their ambition.
Yeah.
And that's a big flag to me. We had a pitch that was a great platform. It's actually very successful, but the pitch was about all the elements of what it does that it almost felt like I didn't know what it did, and therefore what was the purpose of his agenda. And so I shut down.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody's not prepared. I think the biggest challenge for me is when somebody isn't prepared, and so it comes across in the presentation that's choppy, or they're finding themselves reading their note cards or their own slides.
Either their ideas are so dispersed and scattered that I don't think there's a cohesive thesis there, or candidly, they don't come across to me as someone who can execute it. The idea may be great, but the way they present themselves, which doesn't mean showing up in a suit, no one shows up in a suit, but having the level of commitment, professionalism, and detail to execute.
So what about innovation? Are investors looking for blue sky innovation or something more incremental?
So I think of them in 2 ways. You have kind of incremental innovation, and then what I would refer to as fundamental innovation. I typically look for fundamental. So incremental could be innovation masquerading as product line extension or package changes, those kinds of things. What I'm really interested in are the long-term fundamental changes that will underpin the future of food and agriculture.
To me, in the CPG world, innovation is, you nailed it, incremental. So it's more of an evolution rather than a revolution. But we like to see, and we understand too, that the consumer is also more attuned to bringing innovation into their lives if it's incremental. And so radical change takes a little slower adoption in the food system as it relates to consumer packaged goods for consumers to get involved with. So it's more on the evolution side than it is revolution.
We invest with Kellogg's 1894 Capital, large cereal company, large snack company, large frozen business. You're not going to see a lot of innovation necessarily in cereal, but the example that we always use is, what if someone found an innovative form factor, a way to consume cereal on the go, or a way to consume cereal that's easier or cheaper or molds better with your lifestyle.
Or different usage occasion.
Different use case. Those are the things of innovation you see. You're not going to recreate a granola. You might have it be healthier, it's incremental innovation, but true real innovation might be just a completely different use case for us, as you said.